Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate, and we'll get right to it. So, Delaware County, for the market report, they have 155 active listings with 120 pending. Actives were a bit up from prior week, and then Randolph County is almost exactly the same with 31 active listings and 38 pending. I had mentioned before that I wanted to start kind of looking at days on market to see how the market reacts to some of the interest rate changes and things like that. I don't think my sample size is kind of big enough, because if you look on a week by week basis, you know, Randolph County typically have single digit homes close within a week. And so, like for instance, last week I think there were seven sold homes, and that average days on market was 30. And so you're thinking, oh, you know, boy, that's really increased quite a bit. Well, this week the sample size solds were 5, and so the average days on market was 13. So I think I just need to get just more data, maybe look at it in a month or a quarterly time frame, and just kind of go from there. So that's what's kind of happening. One of the things happening in the market. So on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So a lot of good things this week. We're able to close the property in Modoc. Like I said, we had quite a few hiccups along the way, but finally was able to get that one closed, and everybody was happy at the end of the day, which is great. We've got 3 new listings since this last edition of the video. So there's a cute little home in Parker on 5th Street, and that one went live. Have some showings at the weekend, some showings today, so we'll see how all that goes. And then 2 new listings out yesterday. One on Hamilton Drive. This is the kind of little community just east of Gardens of Memory, north of Muncie. And this one's kind of what I'll consider a sleeper. So if you drive around the neighborhood, got a lot of ranch homes kind of built in the same amount, or in the same era, if you will. And so you're thinking some of the smaller ones are 1,100 square feet, 3 bed, 1 bath, have the 1-car garage. There's some bigger ones that may be a 3 bed, 2 bath, couple car garage, you know, ranging from 1,200 to 1,500 square feet. Maybe they added at some point, and now it's, you know, 1,800 square feet, whatever it is. This one, you drive by, you think it's the same thing until you walk in and then realize it's almost 2,900 square feet. So quite a bit different, and it's really nice because there could be 4 bedrooms. There is a large room that's kind of a den. Totally could be a bedroom. It just doesn't have the closet yet. And then there are basically 3 kind of living areas, kind of 2, kind of 3 living areas that are very large, you know, 20 by 15, 20 by 20, very large areas. And then the backyard's pretty awesome, has a big deck, fenced in backyard for the dog or the kids, and it backs up to just like the field, so you don't have anybody behind you. So it's really nice, and the inside's been updated pretty consistently over the years, and like roof is 4 years old, and you know, the kitchen, I think she said it was like 13, 14 years old, but it doesn't show it. It's very nice. They went, their materials were very kind of high end, so it's very nice. So that one's listed at $249,900, and then a totally different house and property, and just so impressive. I love going out there. There's one on Gregory Road that we also listed yesterday, and if you look back on some other posts or whatever, you'll get the whole feel of it. But it's like a retreat. It's really awesome. 3,600 square feet, 5 bed, 3 bath. It's got a garage. It has a solarium, which I had to ask, okay, what would you call this place? This little area, and they told me solarium. Has a pool in the back, has a pond, has like a 50 by 60 pole barn, concrete, has a legit rustic cabin on the property, 8.5 acres, backs up to Mississinawa River. It's just so fun being out there, especially here in the fall. There's all kinds of wildlife and things like that. So really cool, and we're listed at $525 on that one, and we have one showing booked already. Tons of Facebook comments. Obviously everybody loves to see that kind of stuff, and it's just really impressive. So it's like I said, I've been out there a couple times now. It's pretty cool. So personal side of things this past week, was able to help a friend cut some wood. Didn't get it all done. Had to leave a little early because of Solomon's birthday party. So he turned 6 beginning part of the last week, and we had his party this weekend. So that kid's always fun and entertaining, to say the least. And then started and finished up a garage project, just a little garage project. It's not, so I added some upper shelving and storage. I haven't filled it yet, but I'll throw a picture up here. So I was kind of working, took a day to do that. So that was good. And just getting stuff, we have too much stuff. Maybe I should just get rid of it. But instead of having it on the ground and around, we're putting it up, Christmas stuff, camping stuff, things like that. So the bad. So, I mean, not terrible. I kind of made a goof with an online order, and so started the auto ship stuff with Chewy for our dog food, and had it coming like every 3 weeks. I was like, oh, okay, that's too often, so let's change it to 4 weeks. So instead of changing the frequency, so every 4 weeks get a bag of food delivered, I changed the quantity. And so last week we had 4 bags delivered, and like I said, we go about a bag a month or whatever. So we have some for the next few months at least. But it was kind of funny. I saw on our camera, door cam, that I think it was FedEx came over and dropped 2 boxes off. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, or whatever. And then when I go to move them, they had 2 bags per box, and that was surprising. But anyway, if that's the worst thing that happens in the world, we're doing pretty good. And then the ugly, actually I have 2 ugly things this week. I usually don't have anything ugly. So one was, or still is, and we're still dealing with it. We have a roof leak, and it has happened for some time, and for different things. I won't go into it. It just wasn't noticed. Like, this has been going on for years, even before we purchased the home back in 2019. And so now we're dealing with those repercussions. I thought it would be just a somewhat quick, yeah, that's what you get for thinking. Okay, we have some rotted floorboards in this one room. I'll just rip some of those out. Okay, well, that subfloor needs out too. So we took some subfloor out. So we're down to the joists. And we start poking around. It's like, oh, that wall's actually really bad. So we tore out the wall, the drywall, the insulation, stuff like that. And then you start digging more and more, and it's leaking even more and more. So that is a project for tomorrow and this weekend, to try to just take out what is rotted, because it's, like I said, it's been leaking for some time. And take all that out, kind of rebuild it. Roofers due out here in the next week or 2, but we're going to have this, I don't know what it is, 8 by 10 hole in the house here Friday or Saturday. So I want to do it while it's still warm, even though we don't have the leak pinpointed. He'll come, he'll fix that, and so that's pretty ugly. And then the other ugly thing, I actually started up a volleyball, I hesitate to call it a league, but a volleyball league, and I haven't played since COVID, and so my portion was rather ugly. There's other people that played just fine, but yeah, I could really tell it's been a while since I was out on the volleyball court. All right, so coming up, so all those listings that we listed, we're getting some showing requests and things like that, so we'll obviously get those going. Going to look at a commercial property in Muncie today. Got that call last night to say, hey, let's go take a look, see what we got, get that listed hopefully. And then on the interest rate side of things, since that's all we talk about, it seems like these days, the Fed is supposed to meet here coming up. We are expecting another 75 basis point hike, which is like 3/4 of a point. Yes, mortgages are not tied to the Fed rate, but they typically follow somewhat of what they're doing. And that may also be impacted by the midterm elections that are coming up. So just more interesting things in the financing world, and we will deal with it as it comes along. Also, if you're not doing anything on Saturday, the Albany Fire Department's having their fundraiser and they're serving like all-you-can-eat chili, and I think they have some other offerings as well. And that's about the lunch hour, I believe. And going to be at an open house on Sunday, 2 to 4, on the Gregory Road property that I mentioned earlier. Obviously, we have Halloween coming up, so Rachel's getting all that ready, and expect pictures and things like that. And then we have a Farmland Town Council meeting Tuesday, I believe, and I'm going on behalf of Historic Farmland. We were I think you may have recalled, we were denied a street closure for our chili cook-off this year, and so we're setting calendars for 2023 now, and doing our advertisements and everything kind of with that. And so we're going to the town council to try to get our dates reserved for street closures for some of our events, and so that should be fun. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll send a full report next week. So hey, this was a little bit longer one, but I appreciate you tuning in. So any questions or comments, please leave those below. I will reach out to you directly, and as always, thank you, and until next time, I'll see you.